Here we go, Chapter 3, Lesson 1, Divisibility Rules. Basically what this lesson entails is looking at a number and deciding whether or not I can divide by, whether it's divisible by a number. What I mean by divisible is it comes out even. And when I say even, there's no fraction left over. So I know a number is divisible by 2 if it's even. And how do I tell if a number is even? Well, I look at the last digit, 8, 6, 4, 0, 2. That's how I know it's even. So if the number is even, it's divisible by 2. Number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. If we look at these examples, 258, 2 plus 5 plus 8 is 15. 15 is divisible by 3. 3 plus 5 plus 4 is 12. That's divisible by 8. 152,298. Add those up, you get 27. That's divisible by 3. Rule for 4. The last two numbers are divisible by 4. This one's a little tricky. You may have to do some of the work in your head here, but if not, if you can figure out the pattern, and we'll talk about the patterns later. But if you can tell the pattern with the last two digits, you'll be good to go. And then 5, if it ends in a 0 or 5, pretty straightforward there. Okay. 6, if the number is divisible by both 2 and 3. So when we make our list, if you see a 2 and a 3, got to have a 6. There's no 7. The rule for 7 is just easier to divide than it is to figure out than it is to do the rule. The rule for 8, is actually the last three numbers are divisible by 8, which again it's probably just easier to divide by. The rule for 9 and the rule for 3 are very similar if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. So if I add them up and I get a multiple of 9, then that number is divisible by 9. Now what you could do here in this number, 9,657,261, if I add 3 and 6 together and get 9, then I know that 9,657,261 is divisible by 9. And 10 has to end in a 0. Doesn't end in 0, not divisible by 10. So let's practice. Now, when I do this, always start with, where's the best place to start? The beginning. Well, where's the beginning? I'm going to start with 2. Because here it asks divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, or 10. Now remember the rule for 2, if I forgot, that's fine. I could just go back in the notes and look. Is it even? 54 is an even number. Okay. What is 5 plus 4? I'm just going to make a little 9 right here, just to remind me. So it is divisible by 3. Is it divisible by 4? It is not divisible by 4. Okay, it's not. How do I know? Because 48, 12 times 4 is 48, plus another 4 more is 52, then I have 56. So it is not divisible by 4. How about 5? Nope, it doesn't end in a 0 or 5. What's the rule for 6? Oh, there's a 2 and a 3 in here. Gotta have a 6. Don't worry about 7, don't worry about 8. How about 9? Oh, the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. So 54 is divisible by 9. So 54 is divisible by 2, 3, 6, and 9. Whew. Alright, on to 57. Or, I'm sorry, 675. Is it divisible by 2? No. Now this brings up a good point. 657 is an odd number. So when I find an odd number, I don't need to mess with 2, 4, 6, or 10. Why? Because when I count by even numbers, I only ever say even numbers. Yes, you can take a minute and count in your head by 2s and 4s and 6s. You don't say any odd numbers. Okay. So 3. Well, I got to add them up. 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 and 5 is 18. I'm going to write it right up here just so I remember. So it is divisible by 3. How about 5? Oh, it ends in a 5, so it's divisible by 5. How about 9? Oh, the sum of the digits is a multiple of 9, so it's also divisible by 9. Okay. 842. Well, I know it's divisible by 2 because it's an even number. I've got to add them up to see if it's divisible by 3, so that's 12, 13, 14. 14 is not divisible by 3. How about 4? Nope, because the last two numbers aren't divisible by 4. 5? Nope. 6? Nope, because there's not a 2 and a 3. 9? No. 10? No. Well, the only number it's divisible by is 2 that we see here. Right? Now, so go ahead and pause the video, and you try 1,896 and 605. Here we go. 1,896 is an even number, so I know it's divisible by 2. If I add them up, I get 24, so I know 24 is divisible by 3. 96, the last two digits, are divisible by 4. And then not a 5, 6, yes. And then 10, or 9, no, because it's 24, and then 10, no, because it ends in 6. 605. It's an odd number, so I didn't mess with the even numbers. If I add them up, I get 11. So that only leaves me with 5. So again, when you're doing your bell work tomorrow at school, start with 2. Start with 2 and then work your way through. Now, is it a crime to look at your notes? Absolutely not. Look at your notes when you're doing this, okay? Because chances are you're not going to memorize them in 20 minutes. So look at your notes, go rule by rule, one bite at a time. That's how, again, that's how we eat an elephant, one bite at a time. So take it one bite at a time here. Do the 2, then do the 3, then the 4, then the 5, then the 6, then the 9, then the 10. Take this one step at a time, and it'll be much easier to take care of. Okay? So good luck, and see you tomorrow at school.